name is Megan and welcome back to my channel, Adventures with Megan. Today I am in Mexico. Do you like my top? I feel like it's jazzy Mexico style. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how we've been traveling around Mexico. So we have been traveling for the past nearly 3 weeks now, just around the Yucatan Peninsula. So at the time of filming, it is August 2024. And when we were doing our travel planning, other parts of Mexico on the British government website said that it was a little bit ropey to travel to. So we've just been sticking around the Yucatan Peninsula. We arrived at Cancun airport, and then from Cancun went to Isla Mujeres, then to Playa del Carmen, then Valladolid, then Merida. Now we are in Tulum, and tomorrow we are traveling to Bacalar. So all of this transport, apart from the ferry from the port near Cancun to get the ferry to Isla Mujeres, has been with the bus service ADO. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So ADO is pronounced ADO because they speak Spanish in Mexico, and that's really useful to know because when you're in bus terminals and they are shouting out the buses that are about to be boarded, you will need to hear out for ADO, not ADO, because that is how they pronounce it here. ADO stands for Autobuses de Oriente, which is buses of the East, because we are in the eastern part of Mexico. And these buses serve eastern Mexico, so the east coast of Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula, and southern Mexico. So if you're traveling elsewhere, then you will need to use a different bus company, but this is the bus company that we've been using. And we're also using this bus to get from Bacalar, like near the Belize border, into Belize as well. So they do it down to Belize City. So to make this video, I also used information from a blog post that I will link down below, but there are 3 main levels of service. So when we traveled, we did like maximum bus journeys of 4 hours. So we just went with the basic service, which is actually called first class for some reason. And in this, you have air conditioning, you have a toilet on board, and you have a USB port at each chair that sometimes works. And you also have a video playing like out loud. Once they were playing Black Swan, which I don't really think is like an age appropriate movie for like 3 p.m. on a bus. But anyway, we were listening to Black Swan.
They were also playing Bad Boys 3, which is, I'm pretty sure that's an 18.
Okay.
That's not appropriate.
And also, Rihanna's just informed me, they were playing Bad Boys 3, which also is like a questionable choice. We did see Bolt, the Disney film, once, so that's probably more appropriate. There are then 2 other classes. So there is Platino, which is like the big boy class. So you have less seats on the bus. There is a bathroom for both boys and girls. You get your own TV screen, and you also get like a baggie of snacks. And then there is the GL, or Gran Lujo, or Big Luxury, which is similar to the Platino one, but doesn't have individual entertainment screens. On both Platino and Gran Lujo, there is access to like a nicer lounge in the bus terminal station as well. ADO also have 2 partner bus companies that they use, is OCC and AU. OCC has a bathroom on board, but AU doesn't. And also when we were traveling around, we saw that they had ADO Connect buses as well, which just seemed like little vans that didn't have toilets on board. So to buy the tickets, there are a range of choices. So you can buy them at the bus station. I would highly advise, if you're doing this, to arrive at least an hour before your bus goes, because sometimes the queues are very, very long. Also, all the times we bought the bus tickets at the station, we bought them in Spanish. I don't know if they spoke English in all the places, but we speak proficient enough Spanish to be able to book bus tickets. So that is also something to bear in mind as well. You can also buy them on the website, but I read on the blog that they don't accept foreign credit cards and to use PayPal instead. Rihanna downloaded the ADO app on her phone, but she has a Mexican SIM card in her phone. I couldn't download the app onto my phone because I'm just using my O2 contract here, but that's been really useful. And you can also book them through third-party apps as well, like Busbud. I was reading on the blog that you can buy them at different shops as well, so places like Oxo, which is like their corner shop, and something called a ClickBus kiosk, which I've never heard of, but apparently that's also an option. But we basically started buying them from the station, and then we downloaded the app to buy them online beforehand. So actually taking the bus, so obviously you go to the bus terminal and there are waiting lounges. Some have air conditioning, some don't, so some are really quite warm. At the bus stations, there are places to buy food, so there's little shops like little Oxos, little 7-Elevens to buy snacks for the bus. And they've got toilets in the bus station, and you've had to pay for all the toilets in the bus station where we've gone, and it's usually between 5 and 10 pesos, and it's coins. The buses generally start to board about 10 to 15 minutes before they go, and there's a screen on the TV that tells you which gate it goes from, puerta is gate, and which gate, like exit, to go from to get on the bus. When you get to the bus, there will be a bus driver asking you where you're going. He will scan your ticket, and if you have hold luggage, you put it under the bus. Sometimes you get a ticket attached to your hold luggage, and then you have to give them the ticket back when you go and collect your luggage at the end, but sometimes you don't. So it's been different on different buses. Safety wise on the bus, because I think sometimes when you're traveling in a foreign country, like safety can be an issue. We haven't taken any overnight buses, so I can't comment on any overnight buses, but otherwise I found them really safe. So they check your ticket when you get on. You have assigned seats as well, and everyone does stick to their assigned seats. On the blog post it mentioned that there were metal detectors and bag searches. We've not had any of that, so I don't know if that's going to be brought in, but we haven't had that at all. As always, keep your personal items on you, like your passport, any electronics, just keep them with you. Don't put them in the overhead, keep them like at your feet or attached to you, and like the zip's locked, which is just common sense on any transport. And then with regards to like people hassling you when you get off the bus, so I remember I got off a bus in Skopje in Macedonia, and we'd literally not even got off the steps, and there were people like nearly coming onto the bus to try and get you into their taxi. But at the bus stations, the taxi drivers aren't allowed to come in, so you're not hassled whilst you're like waiting for your luggage and stuff, which is really nice. So my top tips for using the ADO bus system: one is to try and book them in advance, so like not on the day, because the prices do go up and the cheaper bus tickets do run out. So I'd advise either going to the bus station beforehand and making sure you're sure on which day you're going, or use the app or the website to book tickets in advance. I would also advise taking travel sickness tablets. They are like big coaches and really comfortable, but for some reason they like jiggle a lot. So they sell Dramamine here, and you can't get that in the UK. It's not on the BNF, so I don't know if it's like off, what do they call it, off? I don't know if it's an off-licence prescription, but I've never prescribed it in the UK, but I found it really useful here. Definitely take water and snacks onto the bus. I've never had problems eating or drinking on the bus, like you're allowed to do that. Obviously, try not to make a mess and don't have stuff that absolutely reeks. But yeah, as I mentioned, there's loads of different little shops at the station. And also bring a jumper or like another layer, because sometimes the air conditioning can be quite ferocious, which is needed in the heat because it's like 30 degrees outside. But yeah, just bring an extra layer just in case you get chilly. And that's all I have to say on ADO. I would highly recommend them. They are such a comfortable bus service. We're heading further into Central America after Mexico, and I feel like we've been well and truly spoiled by all the buses in Mexico. So yes, I would highly recommend. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Ba, 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 ba.